Hello, this is Meg Miller, and I'm here today with your presentation on holiday safety. So some of this stuff is going to be more applicable to a home outside the community versus being here and in an apartment, but we'll talk through all of it, and it's good information either way, right? Okay, so 'tis the season to be safe. The winter holidays are a time for celebration, and that may mean more cooking, home decorating, entertaining, and increased risks of fires, and unfortunately, con artists and thieves. So we want to follow a few simple tips to help keep your home, your car, your possessions, and your family safe during the holidays. We don't want our holiday tradition to become a holiday tragedy. Okay, so we want to avoid displaying gifts where they can be seen from a window or a doorway. Unfortunately, that's the world we live in, folks. We want to arrange to have packages delivered to a neighbor if you're not home to receive them. Again, here, thankfully, we can take care of that stuff easily. But it's something to be aware of and to remind family members of too around the holidays. Packages left on porches or doorsteps are easy picking for thieves, and it also draws unwanted attention to your home, especially if you're going to be away for a little while. A good idea is to consider some simple outside decorations. Elaborate or large lawn pieces are often stolen. Again, what a crazy world we live in, right? And you want to be sure not to obscure the view from your windows. You need a clear view of your property, and you want to always lock doors and windows. Just good basic safety stuff, right? We want to compact or dispose of packaging discreetly because criminals will often spot something that you've discarded and target you for their next burglary or theft. And then notifying our local police when you're planning an extended absence, and they can issue a vacation watch or directed patrol of your home. Around here, you just let everybody know here, right? And then when leaving home for an extended period of time, have a neighbor or family member watch your house and pick up newspaper and mail. Sometimes leaving lights or radio or television on is a good idea, and then they can be on timers as well, those lights. All right. It's not uncommon for criminals to take advantage of the generosity of people during the holiday season by soliciting donations door to door for charitable causes, although no charity is involved. We want to ask for identification and find out how the donated funds will be used, and if you're not satisfied, you shouldn't donate. We only want to donate to recognized charitable organizations. That goes for phone scams too. We need to be careful of things like that, especially around this time of year. If you celebrate Christmas, when setting up a Christmas tree or other holiday display, make sure doors and passageways are clear inside your home. That is super important, especially when we have an assistive device that we need to manage too, keeping those decorations out of our pathways. Be sure your tree is mounted on a sturdy base so children, pets cannot pull it over onto themselves, right? We're going to have more people visiting for the holidays, so make sure everything's nice and secure. I bet probably not a lot of people around here do a real tree, but we want to place a real tree in water or wet sand to keep it green. And when choosing an artificial tree, we want to be sure it's labeled fire resistant. Although these trees will not completely prevent a fire, it does indicate that the tree is resistant to burning and being an easy source for fires. And you want to keep your tree and your decorations away from any heat sources to prevent them from drying out, also to prevent the risk of fires. If you use lights on your Christmas tree, ensure that the wiring is not damaged or frayed, which can also cause a fire. And if you're using an extension cord, you want to ensure that it's out of the walkways so that it's not a tripping hazard. Again, we're thinking about if we're walking with an assistive device, or even some of us don't pick up our feet enough sometimes. I can be guilty of that, even though I tell people all day long, right? And especially if you're having friends or neighbors over and they may have an assistive device or some difficulty with walking. Definitely want to make sure we don't have tripping hazards. And then we want to make sure indoor and outdoor lights are used according to what they're rated for. So some can be used for both, but not all. And then when we're picking out a tree, we want to check for freshness. This is kind of fun. I love fresh trees, and I still do one at home because my daughter's 5, and that's just fun. But I sometimes look forward to the days when I'll be able to get away with an artificial tree. Okay, so a fresh tree will be green, and the needles will be difficult to pull from its branches. Resin will be sticky to the touch when you examine the trunk, especially on the bottom. And then you want to tap the tree on the ground. If it loses a lot of needles, then it's not fresh, okay? And we don't want to use lighted candles near evergreens or any other flammable materials, right? A lot of candles this time of year. Got to be extra careful with that. There are so many flameless options for candles these days. Be sure to look into that as well. We want to use lights that have been tested by a nationally recognized testing laboratory. And finally, in order to promote Christmas safety, be sure to turn off all Christmas lights inside and out when leaving your home. Okay, we do have some pets around here, and we may have, again, some family and pets visiting. So during the holiday season, many pet parents plan to include their furry companions in the festivities. As you gear up for the holidays, it's important to try to keep your pet's needs, eating, and exercise habits as close to their normal routine as possible. We should be doing that for people too. Don't get out of your routine just because it's the holidays, right? Be sure to steer pets clear of the unhealthy foods, toxic plants, and dangerous decorations. Christmas tree branches, mistletoe, holly, and poinsettias can cause vomiting, diarrhea, and seizures in many pets. Also, many varieties of lilies can cause kidney failures in cats. So again, we're decorating, but we have to be mindful of those pets too. Pets can experience stress just like we do. Excessive noises can terrify a pet and cause damage to their sensitive ears. New and unusual noises can also cause anxiety, eliciting negative behaviors. So again, with those pets, we have to think about what's changed in their environment, because oftentimes if they're doing something different, it might be more due to their environment than just them having bad behavior, right? Especially if it's new and different. Keeping wires and glass ornaments out of paw's reach to avoid injury. I had one cat that no matter what I put on the Christmas tree, it came down. And we don't want to leave lighted candles unattended. We've mentioned that before, but specifically with pets, it's important as well. All right, holiday shopping safety. We want to shop during daylight hours whenever possible. That should be possible, right? Although it is getting dark really early, and I don't like that, but try to do it during the day. If you must shop at night, go with a friend or a family member. You want to dress casually and comfortably, and avoid wearing expensive jewelry. And if possible, avoid carrying a purse or a wallet, because that is something that is easy to steal. And you always want to carry your driver's license or ID. Keep cash in your front pocket. Again, easy to access and also easy to protect. And you want to notify a credit card issue immediately if your credit card is lost, stolen, or misused. Keep a record of all your credit card numbers in a safe place at home. You want to avoid overloading yourself with packages. That's an easy way to end up coming to see me. It's important to have clear visibility and freedom of motion to avoid mishaps. You want to beware of strangers approaching you for any reason. At this time of year, many con artists can try various methods of distracting you with the intention of taking your money or your belongings. You want to be extra careful if you do carry a wallet or a purse. They are prime targets for criminals in crowded shopping areas, transportation terminals, bus stops, and buses. It's always good to pay for purchases with a check or a credit card when you can, and avoid carrying large amounts of cash. You want to conserve your energy and plan your trips. Instead of one big shopping trip to try to get everything on your list, it'd be better to try several small ones. This will cut down on the number of packages you need to carry, and it will make your shopping less stressful. These days, we do a lot of our shopping online when we can, right? That's always a good option as well. I get myself in trouble with that because then I'll go to the store and I'll pick up a bunch of stuff that I see for my daughter. And I'm like, oh, I already ordered a bunch of stuff I don't need anymore. All right, we always want to lock your car and close the windows even if you're only gone for a few moments. When possible, lock all merchandise or packages in the trunk of your car and load your packages before departing, not at the next destination. All right, some more car safety. Walk with a sense of purpose and show you're calm, confident, and know where you are going. That's just a good life tip, even apart from what we're talking about. You definitely need to be confident and look like you know where you're going, because that is a really big safety tip. We want to park in well-lighted areas that will be well-lighted when you return. And if in doubt of your safety, ask a mall or store security for an escort to your car. You want to avoid parking next to vans, trucks with camper shells, or cars with tinted windows. Park as close to your destination and take notice of where you parked, and do not leave packages or valuables in the seat of your car where they're visible. And be sure to locate your keys prior to getting to your car so you're not having to dig in pockets or purses for them. The holidays are a great opportunity to enjoy time with family and friends, celebrate life, to be grateful, and to reflect on what's most important. These holiday tips are meant to support your efforts towards safety this season. Remember, safety is the best present. A safe holiday is a happy holiday. So I'll go over real quick the basics of the handouts now. And if anybody watching at home would like the handouts, I'll have them available in the fitness center. Okay. So the first handout is entitled Dealing with Holiday Stress. And it just gives some nice tips on things to kind of keep yourself organized. We want to make lists, set priorities, delegate tasks, avoid rushing around in a holiday frenzy, managing our time, taking care of ourselves, things like getting adequate sleep and eating regular meals. And then we want to give ourselves the gift of reflection, of being in the moment. Especially these days, we are so likely to be, distracted by a million things that are going on around us. But the holidays are a good time to try to just be present in the moment, right? Winter walking safety. This one has some tips on what we need to do a little bit differently walking with cold temperatures, and then as surfaces get icy and things like that. It also talks about how to walk on ice. You want to walk like a penguin. As silly as that sounds, that will help protect you from falling on ice, which is a major reason why you would need to come see me. And then I've got one more handout. This one is just basic holiday safety tips. So this one is a pretty good summary of what we talked about. And then this also has some tips for shopping online and avoiding fraud. Okay, so if anybody has any questions, you can contact the therapy department, and I can answer any questions that you have. And I hope you enjoyed the presentation. Next month for December, we're going to do hydration and nutrition, so that should be a good one too. And next month will be on Wednesday, not on Tuesday. Okay, thank you very much.